I hope you're feeling well in these difficult times, scary times of the pandemic. And it's interesting to reflect on the pandemic in relation to restorative justice. When something like this happens, the authorities quite rightly want to separate us so that we can reduce the contagion of the disease, stop it spreading and harming more people. And this is very common. When a crime occurs, the police will put tapes around the scene of the crime to keep people away so that they can collect the evidence. Any disaster, the authorities will keep us away from the risk. But what we know at the same time, how difficult it is for people to be separated, how they long to see their loved ones and not to be stuck at home all the time. They want to go to work. They want to socialize with their friends. And so we can anticipate when this pandemic is over that people will rush out to reconnect with each other. And there may be trauma, there may be sadness of loss, and there may be a sense of anger and injustice at maybe aspects of how the authorities have dealt with the crisis. And this is the area of restorative justice, to try and repair the damage that a harmful event causes in a way that the criminal justice system cannot do. One way of looking at it is that the harm of criminal behavior separates people, disconnects people from what is important, and it damages and breaks things. People find that their life has been interrupted by crime, whether they're the victim or the perpetrator. The victim finds themselves thinking about what has happened all the time. It dominates their thoughts. Their feelings are powerful. It's the same for the perpetrator who's been caught. What's going to happen to me? Am I going to go to prison? Am I going to lose my family? It can also corrupt our moral reasoning. It's a common impact on when one is a victim, to feel that there is no longer justice in the world. To feel that I thought that human beings were basically decent, but they're not. And similarly for the perpetrator, they begin to justify their offences through moral distortions. It can be very corrupting in the way we think. Restorative justice addresses these issues. It helps people to make sense of them by telling their story, getting their questions answered, making the person who's caused the harm accountable, making them repair the damage. And for the perpetrator, they get an opportunity to explain what they've done, to express remorse, to offer to make amends and repair the damage, and in that way to restore their reputation and the respect of the community. Ultimately, restorative justice reconnects people with what really matters to them. And in many ways, through gaining the support through a restorative justice process, both the victim and the perpetrator can move on in their lives, having repaired the problem. And in this way, ultimately, restorative justice reconnects people with their future. It restores the future. Thank you very much.